the Solarce Blanco 2019, the white wine from Casa, the winery in DOC Rioja. The Casa winery, as we've said, is a fantastic winery in the center of Rioja. It's actually, officially speaking, it's in the eastern part, in Rioja Oriental, but it's quite close to the main city of Logroño, the capital city of Rioja, the Rioja region. It's about 25 kilometers southeast of there, and it's between the Ebro River to the north and the Sierra de Ez, the mountains which form part of the Central Iberian range, to the south. So it's on rising land. So the vineyards are planted quite high up, between 600 and 750 meters above sea level, which, as we all know, in these climate challenged times is a good thing, because higher altitude brings lower temperatures, which brings more freshness to the wines, allows the grapes to develop more slowly and get more complexity in there. And the Casa winery is overseen by a woman winemaker called Marta Gallego, who's one of the new generation of women winemakers in Spain who are creating such a stir and making such fantastic wines all over the place. And Marta has got real pedigree. She's worked in lots of well-known vineyards, including the famous Muga vineyard, also in Rioja. And one of the important things about Casa Larraz is the variety. It has a great variety of both of grapes planted, but also a variety of soils, orientations, altitude. So there are lots and lots of different factors in there which can be combined in different ways to make some really great, interesting wines. So let's open it and see what it tastes like. Now this is interesting for a white wine, because this is a blend of 3 different white grapes. It's a blend of Viura, which is relatively common in Rioja, but it also has Malvasia in there and Chardonnay, which, if you've drunk lots of wine in the UK, Chardonnay, a very popular grape there and in lots of other countries. Don't see it that often here in Spain, but here it's being used in the blend. And this wine's made in quite an interesting way. It's the 3 grapes are all fermented the 3 grape varieties are all fermented together. And then once the fermentation has happened, 1/10 of the juice is siphoned off and put into quite big 500-litre French and American oak barrels. So it gives a little bit of oakiness, a little bit more body, a little bit more complexity to a small percentage of the wine. And that's a really interesting thing to do, this sort of delicate, very refined, sort of calculated approach to making the wine. It's using wood, but it's using it in a very controlled, precise way to get exactly the kind of effect that you want. As you can see, it's nice straw yellow colour, perhaps with some hues of green in there. This is a 2019 vintage. It's a nice. Already on the nose, you can get a sense of that contact, that light contact with the oak and with the lees, with some of that dead yeast. I'm getting notes of. It's a nice fresh nose, but also you've got notes of more mature fruit, like pear, for example. That's nice and broad and fresh on the mouth. Again, that pear, those pear notes coming through on the palate. Perhaps a little bit of green apple as well. Very nice acidity in there. Nice balanced acidity, good body, but nicely balanced acidity. This would be a very good wine, I think, to. Again, rather like the rosé, you could drink this standing up, suitably chilled, as it's on its own as an aperitif, or it would combine very well with fish, perhaps more white fish than shellfish. It would go well with white meats like chicken, and with rice dishes as well, with paella, with risotto, with cheese as well. It could combine nicely. It's a kind of halfway house between a more crisp, acidic wine, perhaps that you might find from Galicia, and perhaps a more full-bodied gastronomic wine that's had a lot of contact with oak. This is somewhere in the middle. It's a very nice stepping stone if you're experimenting and if you're moving from one type of wine to another. This is a wine well worth checking out. The Solarce Blanco from the Casa winery in Rioja. A Viura, Malvasia and Chardonnay blend. The 3 white grapes together in one bottle. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.